The famous turkey leg hut is dealing with more shit than a fertilizer company. They are headed downhill fast, and there really isn't anything that anyone can do about it, including them. Now, for those of you who have no idea what the turkey leg hut restaurant is, allow me to break it down. The Turkey Leg Hut restaurant is a popular Black-owned restaurant in Houston that's owned by a married couple. Well, maybe not married anymore, and we'll get into that later. But owners Lynn and Nakia Price. The restaurant has blown up over the past few years for their food, but also because of their ridiculously big turkey legs that they serve. Turkey Leg Hut started gaining traction and popularity around 2021 when it kind of instilled a new dress code that sparked a very intense outrage all over social media. And it ended up trending on Twitter, and the memes that flowed from that were insane. And I'm not gonna lie, some of them were hilarious. But the dress code debacle caused a lot of outrage, like I said. And some people even decided to try and protest the Turkey Leg Hut for this exact reason, which I thought was pretty ridiculous. I mean, there was even one woman that tried to walk inside the restaurant with just her birthday suit and some socks and sneakers on. That's it. Titties out, ass out, coochie breathing. I mean, it was dead serious. But that's a whole nother story, and I'm not even going to get into that. But ever since then, the Turkey Leg Hut restaurant has been a pretty popular place, especially on social media, you know, to go and eat. A lot of food influencers have done reviews there, all that. But recently, the Turkey Leg Hut has been in some really hot water. Like so much hot water that it's scalding hot, like it burns to the touch, because the restaurant itself has been shut down due to numerous and serious health code violations. Take a look.
Tonight there is trouble for the very popular Turkey Leg Hut. KHOU 11 has learned the restaurant has been shut down due to serious health violations.
It is a story we first broke on KHOU.com and is now being shared thousands of times.
The health department are strong. It says some of the conditions pose an imminent threat to public health. The dozens of customers who showed up to eat at TLH tonight soon found out they were out of luck.
We watch it on TikTok often, and so we wanted to come and try it out.
Bianca King and her 4 friends are on vacation visiting Houston from Nashville. Like many of the disappointed diners we met today, they're from out of state.
It was a place that we were really interested in coming to try out, and so it being closed and to hearing the disturbing news is disappointing.
I'm just shocked.
Renee Gilbert is hosting friends from out of state this weekend. She stopped by to place a to-go order.
When people come from out of town, they want this place, you know. They're like, they hear about it, it's world famous.
Tonight, the Houston Health Department tells us city inspectors shut down the restaurant yesterday after finding 35 health code violations.
That is a lot. That is a lot. I don't know how they're going to bounce back from this.
I don't know how they're going to bounce back from this either, because from what I'm seeing, the health code violations were so bad that the health department said the violations pose an imminent threat to public health. Some of the violations were food being stored outside, multiple plumbing leaks, black residue in the soda gun nozzles, cups stored on the floor, unrefrigerated containers of turkey legs, and so much more. But just to keep it short, that's what the violations are. And what I just told you is only the tip of the iceberg here. Now, a couple of days ago, the restaurant did issue a semi-statement saying that they will be closed for renovations and that they're working on making the Turkey Leg Hut experience even better. So to basically stay tuned for what's coming next. So not really addressing any of the issues at all and being very cryptic about all of it, but the issues that they have are way more dire than just the health code stuff, because they are also in a world of trouble financially, because in February of last year there was a lawsuit filed against the owners for over $1 million in monetary relief. They lost that lawsuit and ended up paying a little over $900,000. But prior to that, in 2022, US Foods, who is a service distributor for them, filed a lawsuit for $1.2 million over a late grocery bill because they obviously supplied the food for the restaurant and they were late paying it. So in a nutshell, the Turkey Leg Hut is in a little bit of a pickle. But what I really want to focus on today is a story that hit social media a few days ago, and it's about a woman who worked under the owners of Turkey Leg Hut, right under the tutelage of the owners, and her name is Tori. Apparently she was a mentee of theirs that claims that she is also owed money from the owners of Turkey Leg Hut after she loaned them $75,000 allegedly to help them out through this tough time that they're having, and she never got that money back. Please take a look at this shit, y'all.
I come from a place of being evil and malicious. I just wanted to be informative. So I'm just gonna let y'all know like what happened, like why did it happen. So backstory on me and Nakia, who's the owner of Turkey Leg Hut. She used to be my boss. Like before Tori Joe's, before I had my business, I used to work under her, and I worked under her before Turkey Leg Hut was like as big as what it is now. So I got to experience like, you know, going through the process of working with her like on hands, and like her business blowing up, and then like her turning into this like mega millionaire. And it was the most like inspirational shit ever. Like that's one person I was like, I am so yeah, I worked under her, and my business blew up, and you know, I turned into a businesswoman, and I would always call her for advice for anything. And we would always talk. Like that was like, I would consider her one of my friends / mentor / mom / sister. That was our relationship. And I don't know, she's been recently going through like legal trouble with her husband and with the restaurant. But anytime, you know, she crossed my mind, or anytime I seen anything in the blogs, and one of my close friends, Frankie, they got really cool, I would always check on her. Like check on her through him, and then check on her through like her. Like I would, hey, are you okay? Like God has da-da-da-da. I'm always feeling her spirit with shit. Like, you know, so yeah, that was our dynamic. Like when I came into town, I hung with her, whatever. So she called me and she asked me for a favor. She was like, hey, you know, I need a favor. I need to show this balance in my account, and I'm gonna give it right back to you on Tuesday. This is a Friday. So I'm gonna give it right back to you on Tuesday. I have to show this balance because like basically they're threatening to like detain me, but I don't need to spend it. Like I just need it there because I have money. It's just like in this account I don't. And so I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah, $75,000. And mind you, like I said, this is a mentor. This was my boss. This is the lady that $75,000. They shit that I used to work under them. So $75,000 was like a day's of work. So in my head, I'm like, okay, you know, for her to even come and ask me, you know, let me just show up where I can, because I look up to this lady, and there's no way she wouldn't pay me back. Like, there's no way she wouldn't pay me back, you know?
Oh, when there's a will, there is a way. And look, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out where this story is going. But to have the chutzpah, the unmitigated gall, to ask someone for $75,000 is amazing in itself. Hell, asking somebody for $75 in this economy is risking it. Shout out to you for having that amount on hand, but to just freely give that to someone, I don't care if Mother Teresa asked you for it. I'm going to need some contract signed or something, right? That's not just some, oh, here you go kind of money. At least not for me.
So sure enough, it was a Friday, and I was like, I don't think I can send it. She was like, no, call Navy Federal. I have an account. And I called Navy Federal, and they sent her the money in 5 minutes. It was actually like one of those, like, I didn't call my manager. I didn't call my financial advisor. I was just being a genuine friend. I was just being like, okay, she needs me, like, and I know what she's been going through. Like, she will never burn me. Like, why not? Like, she would, like, if anything, this will help me in abundance with God, shit with her, you know, just even being somebody that's there when you probably feel like you have nobody. So in my head, I'm like, wow, you know, let me just make sure I show up for her. So I have a place in New York and I have a place in Houston. And at the time I was in my place in New York, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go to Houston. Whenever I get to Houston, you know, she was, and I didn't even ask for collateral. I was like, she was like, I know you, like, you don't, like, I can give you collateral. I was like, girl, it's going to come right back on Tuesday. Like, I don't need to get collateral, whatever. So Tuesday rolled around and I sent her my bank information because I'm like, oh, my money is not in my account. Let me just text her. Maybe she don't have the information. And so I text her. I'm like, hey, this is the information. She was like, oh, I thought I pressed sent on this message. I'm about to tag the message 1 second. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, it's taking me so much to speak about this because, number one, I don't really like to post anything negative or anything pertaining to business on, like, especially negative things on my page. And so I've been battling with, like, if I should even say anything. But like I said, when I wanted to say something, I wanted to make sure it came from a place of me being more, like, informative and not, you know, malicious or just being evil toward her or her situation. And I don't know, I just feel like my feelings are hurt. Like, I'm very, like I'm more so just like, what? This is unbelievable. This is a lady that I used to work under, that I used to look up to. She saw me grow my business from like the ground up by myself, no investors, and you take from me, and you know that I supply for my family, and you know that I have, like, it's just mind-boggling still today, even me talking about it.
Man, I mean, I actually do feel bad for her because she seems like she actually wanted to help someone who she looked up to and thought was a genuine friend. Obviously, as she told you, you know, she is someone who studied, you know, kind of how to run a business under these people. And, you know, she felt like she was helped by them and she learned a lot. And so, you know, she didn't think nothing of it to hand this money over because she felt like she was going to give it back, right? There was nothing, you know, in prior dealings with these people that told her that they weren't trustworthy, right? Like, that she wasn't even thinking like that. I completely understand that. But you say you provide for your family and everything with your business. So knowing that, why would you just hand out 75 racks to someone all willy-nilly? Like, that's no small amount of money, even if you are balling like that. That's still not chump change. And, you know, she definitely seems very naive. And I'm willing to bet that Nakia, one of the co-owners of Turkey Leg Hut, knew this and asked her for that money because, one, she knew that she had it, and two, she knew that if she did have it, she would probably give it to her.
She owed me the money. She didn't pay me. You see the message. She's like, hey, I'm going to wait. So then that time passed, and then another time passed, and then another time passed. And then she gets me on the phone. She basically has me now talking to someone named Carmen, who is like her assistant manager, and she's like washed her hands with it. And she's like posting pictures on vacation. And so I'm texting her like, where's my money? Where's my money? Hey, where's my money? Carmen will handle it. And so they was like, oh, we'll promise you a food truck with a title. We'll promise you an old school with the title. We'll promise you this, and we can cash out all of that. Oh, and I have the recordings for that too. I'll tag those too. And then after that, I'm noticing like I'm not getting nothing in return. She gives me an AP watch, right? So I'm like, okay, I have this AP watch, and the AP is fake. The AP that's been worn, that shit is fake. Okay, so she gives me a watch and she gives me her car, right? And the car is like it's a Mercedes, like GT63. I have it parked, whatever. And the watch, I'm figuring out this is not collateral because it's not worth anything. Y'all see the messages. And so I'm like,
so let me get this straight. You gave this woman 75 G's and all she gave you was a fake Audemars Patek watch and a Mercedes? Am I hearing that right? But that's not even the worst part, y'all. So fast forwarding through this whole story because it's 12 minutes long. You know, here's the part that really, really cracked me up that I want y'all to see. Take a look.
So I call in and I'm like, hey, like, I don't mean to get you involved, but like, Nakia asked me for money and I gave it to her, and it's been months down the line. She owed me. I don't know what to do. So at this point, I'm on the phone with Lynn, and I guess him and Nakia are at odds. So he's telling me everything. He's like, yeah, she's staying somewhere she can't afford it. Like, I'm sending her money every week. And he then sends me a picture inside of the apartment that she said she hasn't seen this man in months. And he's like kicked up, laid like in her apartment. But she's like online saying like, oh, this man is my abuser. Da, 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 da. So I'm like behind her, army and troop. But he still has like connections and dealings with her. So I'm like, okay, this is becoming weird. And he's like, yeah. I was like, so where's my money? Oh, well, that's my wife. Like, we missed out on mad properties. We missed out on 3 properties because of her. She owes my mom $60,000. So in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm really not going to get my money. Like, I'm so sick. I'm really not going to get my money. He's like, yeah, like, I could give you the $75,000, but you're going to have to pay me back. Huh? Who's going to pay? So now, I only got this car. I don't have collateral no more. I'm like, all right, like, Frankie told me this car paid off. Like, I'm going to request a title. Like, you know, I'm going to just tell my lawyer, like, demand a title. She don't got to pay me back. I'll figure out how to sell, you know, the money to get my money back. Because, like I said before, I am the main supplier for my family. So it's like, I need taxes. I need my money back. This is a whole annual year. Like, I need my money. So I search up, and I'm like, let me just see the information on this car. So now this nigga trying to take the only collateral that I have. He's like, oh, give me my car. The only collateral that I have, $0 in. $0 in, a fake AP, and now a car that does not have a title. So it's not really collateral, but it works, I guess.
Ma'am, I'm just gonna stop you right here, okay? It's been long enough, okay? It's been long enough. You have been what I like to call played, all right? You gave this woman $75,000 and all she gave you was a fake watch and a car that is not even hers, that is up for repossession. They have played in your face this entire time, which is a shame. And so you gave this woman 75 G's, like I said, and she gave you a fake watch and a car with no title on it that is also stolen and up for repossession. Wow. Now, like I said, this story this woman is telling is like 12 minutes long. You know, she really went into detail. If you've seen it already, you know, then you know where to go. If you haven't, you can catch it on Twitter. But, you know, it really looks like, based off of all this information I just shared, that Turkey Leg Hut is in some deep doo-doo. They owe everyone left and right, and they battling health code violations. Very crazy situation and very crazy story indeed. I thought this was insane, and I had to share this with y'all because the Turkey Leg Hut was a very popular restaurant, and to see all of this shit go down is mind-boggling to me. But anyway, if you made it this far in the video, don't forget to smack a like on it. That's all I got to really say on it. You know, if there's any updates on this shit, I'll be sure to, you know, let you guys know. You know, but listen, man, love y'all, rock with y'all. Like I said, don't forget to smack a like on the video, and don't forget to subscribe for the one time. Peace. $75,000. Damn.